Today at the Hartley Show, we're coming at you from Vancouver Fan Expo 2016. I'm here with artist extraordinaire Jonnie Christmas. You do the fantastic Angel Catbird with Margaret Atwood. Johnny, how you doing today, man?
Doing great.
Now, I got to start off with the first question because I hear it all the time in reference to your name, Christmas. It's your last name, and from what I understand, it's your legitimate last name. It's not some stage name, right?
Yeah, it is my real last name, because if I were to make up one, I'd be Johnny Lightsaber or Johnny Hand Grenade or Johnny, like,
Johnny Hand Grenade.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, right? Johnny Thunderstorm, but Christmas is cool.
Johnny Hand Grenade would be a tricky name to say out loud in an airport.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that.
So I'm moving on, and obviously I want to get to talk about Angel Catbird, but first I want to ask sort of the stuff you're into. What is the nerdy passion that you have?
My dark and nerdy passions. In terms of like film, television?
Anything, man. Just your nerdy, even sports, whatever it is. We all have a nerdy thing.
Movies, and but I come from from arts thing, so there's a nerdy, arty overlap. So I think sometimes I can kind of swing it as like, oh, it's arts, it's arty, it's not nerdy, just for self-preservation. Growing up in Florida, you have to kind of like package it. Right. But yeah, comics, movies, all of it. I can't think of anything right now in this particular moment because I'm in con brain, but yeah.
Copy that. Well, I'll just try and dial it in a little bit. Is there a comic book you're really into right now?
Sex Criminals, love it. Deadly Class is my favorite thing I'm reading right now. It's incredible.
Big fan of the Remender, man.
Big fan of the Wes Craig as well. That guy, I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing it right. It's heart and soul and everything.
Is there a TV show you're into?
Right now, TV. There's a show called Rectify about a guy who gets out of prison. It's not it's not a happy TV show, and it's not very nerdy, but it's really good. It's very slow paced and very well done.
Westworld-like?
Haven't seen it.
Copy that. Movie. Any big movie you're into right now? Well, it doesn't have to be a big movie, just a movie.
I'm really into seeing Moonlight. It's this small indie film, and I don't know, I'm interested to see it. That's the one thing I'm really interested in seeing. And Doctor Strange, I want to see that.
Oh yeah, I quite love Doctor Strange.
I haven't seen it, but want to.
Okay, now Angel Catbird. Now I freaking love this thing. I think I said put something on your Facebook page about how much I love the fact that this is the first comic that ever got my mother interested in comic books, and now she's pretending she's liked them this whole time. I was blown away at how you guys have created this character who feels like it's been around forever. It really feels like an iconic character from the 40s. What was it like working with Margaret Atwood?
It was great. She's really funny and really smart and really present. She's one of the most present people I've ever met. So if you ask her a question, if you ever meet her, she'll actually stop and think about what you just said and actually answer you, like specifically. So it's been good. It's been a good experience to work with someone who's had that long of a creative life. Like, she's been creating for a very long time, and it's collaborations are always fun because you're coming with this thing, your collaborators coming with this thing, and you bring it all together. But when someone's well is that deep, what they come to you with is incredible. It's been great.
Now, one thing I noticed about the publication side was that it was released as sort of as a book and a comic at the same time. Is that right? It sort of covered both territories as far as book releases and comic releases go. Am I way off on that?
No, I think you're right, because generally direct market gets like a 2-week head start or something like that. I think we came out at around the same time, if not maybe the direct market maybe had a week, but it came out at the same time as Amazon. I don't know what their decision making is on that, but it was interesting. I noticed that too. But
yeah, normally a book doesn't come out on Amazon at the same time as this in a comic store, and that's what I recall. I think my mother got it before it was in the comic store that week.
Yeah, not sure why, but it was cool that everybody got to get it really quick.
Is it Dark Horse?
Dark Horse, yeah.
And is there? I know there's the next one's planned for
February. I think it maybe even Valentine's Day for all the lovers. So February 14th, I think, is when Volume 2 comes out, and Volume 3 is in July.
So is there a plan to put out a certain amount per year?
We're going to do, for now, we're doing 3, and then we'll see.
And is there a planned goal for an end of the series, or are you guys just taking this as far as you can?
Well, 3's the end for now.
Man, now I'm on the edge of my toes, but I'm not that guy who wants to know how it all ends. I'm not that guy. Now, also, I have to ask about Sheltered. I mean, I freaking love Sheltered. One of my favorite things about the thing was how it really is a pre-apocalyptic tale. And I do find it hard to talk about it without spoiling all my favorite moments, because my favorite moment is literally like the last panel of the comic. And then that, I don't even want to say that there's a one very tragic character in it that you follow, just his suffrage throughout this whole thing is just tremendous, and I loved it. So what's it like being a creator who brings to the audience suffering? People that you learn to love and then watch just get destroyed.
I think that's, well, not necessarily the suffering, but any kind of pathos is what you want. That's why I do indie comics, not to knock mainstream comics, but we can bring real emotional connection to the characters. It's not every month you know that whatever character that you're into is going to be A-okay, they have a big brawl, and next issue they don't even have a cast on their arm. Like in the comics, like in Sheltered, when stuff goes down, you'll notice like with Lucas, when I think issue 4 he gets hit and he has a little scar. For the rest of the series, he's got a scar, and sometimes it looks like it's festering, but he always has it, because it's we wanted a nice visual reminder that these things have consequences and they build on one another. So suffering and all sorts of pathos is where it's at for what I'm interested in storytelling.
No status quo is the status quo.
Exactly.
And do you have anything else you're working on other than Angel Catbird?
I'm working on volume 3 of Catbird right now, and I'm doing my story Firebug that's being serialized in Island magazine. So I'm writing that, drawing this as well. So that's what it's on tap right now.
And Island's an image anthology.
It is, yeah. Brandon Graham sort of spearheads the enterprise, but there's artists, every issue has different artists doing really cool things from all over the world.
It's Brandon Graham of Prophet, yeah?
That's the one, yeah, and Multiple Warheads.
Well, thanks so much for your time, and I have to wrap things up with asking, not pretty much, I think I know the answer, Trump, yay or nay?
Personally, or in terms of, there's a lot of, however the hell I want to answer it. He didn't get my vote.